This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
2 women were killed in separate collisions Monday morning, one near Quincy and one near Moses Lake. The Quincy Valley Lions Club is once again holding their annual Harvest Maze and Pumpkin Patch every weekend through October.
The Ephrata Tigers football team really stirred the pot last night when they upset the visiting Othello Huskies 16-0. After dropping its conference opener, the Quincy Jacks football team was looking to bounce back against the Wapiti Wolves.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
2 women were killed in separate collisions Monday morning, one near Quincy and one near Moses Lake. At about 6 a.m. on Adams Road, about 5 miles east of Quincy, investigators say Lodgario Romero was heading north on Adams Road when he turned in front of a southbound Nissan Altima while trying to pull into that driveway. Investigators say the 2 vehicles collided in the southbound lane. Romero's wife, 68-year-old Isidra Romero Ramos, was a passenger in the car and died at the scene. Lodgario Romero was taken to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee with head injuries. Deputies say the driver of the Nissan suffered only minor injuries and was taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center. About 5 minutes later, deputies responded to a collision at the intersection of Nelson Road and Road L Northeast, east of Moses Lake. Investigators say 49-year-old Carmen Ortega Camacho failed to stop at the stop sign at the intersection and struck a northbound Dodge Neon driven by 41-year-old Roselia Zepeda. According to the sheriff's office, Zepeda died on the way to the hospital. Ortega Camacho was treated at Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake for minor injuries. The sheriff's office motor traffic unit continues to investigate both collisions. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
The Quincy Valley Lions Club is once again holding their annual Harvest Maze and Pumpkin Patch every weekend through October. Activities are held at Becerra Gardens, located at 11235 Road 9 Northwest, open Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. through October 28th. The cost is $6 per person and includes the mazes, a pumpkin, games, and activities. Children ages 2 and under get in free, and special group rates and times are available by calling 509-398-2631 or send an email to quincyvalleylions@yahoo.com. Pumpkins and other vegetables can also be purchased daily at Becerra Gardens You Pick Garden. The garden is open every day from dawn until dusk. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
The Ephrata Tigers football team really stirred the pot last night when they upset the visiting Othello Huskies 16-0. The Tigers hadn't beat the Huskies since 2015. Last season, the Huskies beat Ephrata in Othello to eventually secure the #1 seed in the division. With Ellensburg's return to prominence, the Tigers needed a win last night. Last night marks the first time Ephrata has shut anyone out since 2013. The fierceness of the Tigers' defensive unit caught Othello off guard, considering Ephrata had allowed a combined 109 points the 2 weeks leading into this matchup. After a scoreless first quarter, Josh Bentham caught a touchdown pass to put Ephrata on the board. He also connected on a field goal to give the Tigers a 10-0 lead going into halftime, and scored Ephrata's only touchdown in the second half, making him personally responsible for all 16 points the Tigers scored. Now, with the Tigers' victory over the Huskies, the only sure thing left in the conference appears to be Ellensburg. The race for the second district spot is on. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports. After dropping its conference opener, the Quincy Jacks football team was looking to bounce back against the Wapito Wolves. The Jacks were able to bounce back in a big way, beating the Wolves 43-17. Quincy sprinted ahead early, entering halftime with a 25-0 lead, and scoring on its first 2 drives coming out of halftime. After the Jacks had a comfortable 37-0 lead, they let their foot off the gas, allowing Wapito to score. After the game, head coach Wade Peterson talked about how he felt like the Othello game last week didn't define his team.
I really think that was indicative of how we played, and so I knew we were a lot better than that. And tonight we showed some of that. We showed some real promising things. We're getting better. That's all we're asking our kids, just to improve and get better. So yeah, tonight was a good night for our kids.
The Jacks' next game will be homecoming when they host their bitter rivals, the Ephrata Tigers, in the annual Battle of the Basin. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.